everybody, it's Jenny J 1911. Tonight we're going to be disassembling our striker assembly. We recently did a video about the Hellcat Pro and how easy it was to do an upper takedown of that for cleaning purposes. And so one thing that we did not do was the striker assembly. And we just wanted to show you how easy it is to actually take this apart and do a little thorough cleaning on it. It never hurts to actually do that because you don't want to get any crud or buildup or oils on this. So it is nice to do some routine maintenance every once in a while. So let's get started. All right, so here we have our entire striker assembly. It's made up basically of 4 parts. First of all, we have our striker here, and this point is actually what hits the primer. Then we have our striker guide. That's this black plastic piece back here. We have our bushings. That's the black plastic ring that fits around this and fits inside the spring. Okay, so what you're going to need is something to stabilize this assembly so that when you take it apart, you're able to move this spring freely and not allow this to move. So what we did, since we don't have an armorer's block, we actually used a piece of packaging from a gun cleaning kit, and it works perfectly. So if you see here, I have a cavity. I'm able to actually fit this down inside this cavity, and it stabilizes it just fine. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to pull down on this spring, and that releases these 2 pieces of the bushing. Then we're gently going to release the spring and pull it off. And then what we have left is our striker and our striker guide, and they just slide apart. So now you'll see we have all of the pieces that we need. What you're going to pay close attention to is cleaning this striker. We want to make sure that it's free of any kind of gunk or debris, and we definitely don't want to ever get any oil on this. And that's why it's really important when you're cleaning your gun to make sure that you keep the oil away from this part, because we don't want to get anything on that. So once you have cleaned this with a dry cloth or a dry pad, you're going to put it all back together. We've already cleaned ours, so we don't need to go through that step with you. But what you're going to do, first of all, you're going to take your striker guide and your striker, and you're just going to fit them back together. You'll see that this goes right inside this groove. Okay, so we fit it up there flush. And then I'm going to take my stabilization unit and I'm going to fit it back down into that cavity. This is where we will put our spring on. Okay. Now, this is the tricky part. We have our 2 pieces of bushing, and what we're going to do is make sure that the narrow part is what we fit down inside the spring. So you're going to push this spring down just as far as you can to give yourself plenty of space to work with. Then we're going to take the first half of the bushing, slide it into the spring, holding it tight, take the second half of that bushing, fit it inside the spring, and then it's all back together again, just like that. So you can see that we have all of our pieces. Our spring is back under a little bit of tension, and everything is clean and fit back together neatly. So as you can see, disassembling the striker assembly for Springfield Armory's Hellcat Pro is a fairly simple and straightforward process. I would recommend doing this periodically. It doesn't have to be done every time you clean your gun, but it is nice to do it periodically, making sure that you don't have any oil or debris caked up anywhere. So if you have any questions about this, just let me know. But if I can do it, you can do it too. And be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks. I will be putting out a video about how to disassemble the lower part of the Springfield Armory's Hellcat Pro. So make sure you hit like and subscribe on this channel and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. And if there are any things that you want to see in a video, let me know that too. And until we get to talk again, I look forward to seeing you all soon.